Hello operators, and welcome to another paragon pounding instalment of Inspiring Informatium. This week on Operation Mediocrities we are discussing role models. James, your sentiments on Monday have asked me to reconsider my perspective on the idea of role models. I think it's fair to say that we, all of us, are inspired by and seek to emulate a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. I think it's interesting how the immediate thought for a lot of people when they think of role models involves celebritizing. I can name a number of actors, musicians, writers, artists, etc., whom I admire greatly and whose work I enjoy. I argue, however, that this is not in itself a role model make, though I'd be lying if I said that many of these people haven't instilled desires, fantasies, and hopes in my own actions and achievements. Yet, celebritizing is often reductive, which is where your argument, James, becomes most important. The individuals we admire are people. They deserve to be imagined in complexity as such, and sometimes what we imagine as a role model is much less that person than we care to admit. But just because someone did wrong or was more complicated and troubled than we thought, doesn't mean that they cannot still inspire or be admired. In fact, I think it is this shared fallibility which makes role models so important. If we imagine these individuals as people, we realise that they are equally capable of the same great good or terrible things. We can achieve what we aim to achieve because at no point has any one of us, however famous or significant, been anything more than human. It is also important to remember that all of our role models themselves looked up to others and sought to emulate them, who in turn had role models of their own. But what is it that a role model is meant to do or be for us? And to what extent are role models active agents in changing us? In my video last Wednesday I said that everyone changes me, and I meant it. I believe that we are inevitably altered by any interaction we have with other people, be that directly or indirectly, over a long time or in a fleeting moment of contact. The change may be small, seemingly insignificant, but it is there. If we imagine role models as people who have shaped us, I could say that you three, my fellow operators, are some of the few who have had the most significant and noticeable impact on me. Each of you exhibits qualities I admire, be it your bravery or intelligence or humour, to name a few. However, admiration is not in itself the desire to emulate, and some of the qualities I admire in you are not necessarily those I think I am capable of emulating. Again, the definition of a role model is muddy. Nevertheless, there are some who I can safely assert have significantly influenced me, and whom I consider role models. As I assume this is what you, Ethan, were expecting in this round, I will detail a couple in particular. I'll avoid musicians and other artists on merit of their work alone, as otherwise I would have to name pretty much everyone I enjoy, as they all have some bearing on the development of my own creative output. I could talk for hours, for example, about the work of Rodels, but he becomes for me a real role model when I recognise that he was the first writer to make me fall in love with literature, to inspire in me the desire to write. It is in this vein that I wish to talk in more detail about a group of people who have recently impacted me in a similar way. You've probably heard me mention before a community called the Nerd Fighters. The community sprung up around the YouTube videos of two brothers, John and Hank Green. These two, and the community as a whole, have influenced me greatly over the last couple of years. Between them, in their videos, John and Hank have shared invaluable knowledge and wisdom about humanity and society. What's remarkable is that they, despite their many fans and followers, never allow themselves to become pretentious, to imagine themselves as anything greater than simply another member of the community. Equally remarkable is that the thoughts they share are not revolutionary, but so very painfully obvious. They extol the merit of remembering that people are people, and that as people, the best thing we can do for each other is to be nice, respectful, honest, empathetic. They defy fatalism and pessimism by asking us to never forget to be awesome, to find the awesome in other people, and to seek awesome things in the world, creating them where they are missing. They celebrate intellectualism and nerdiness, but not as some pretentious cultural niche. Nerd fighters are those people who are unadulteratedly joyful and passionate about stuff, anything, whatever it may be, and express this joy where it is so often censored. They are people who also think hard and complexly about themselves and others, and through their joy and thoughtfulness work together to achieve awesome things, to decrease world suck, and to share their passion. If you haven't already done so, I urge you to subscribe to the Vlogbrothers channel, link in the doodadamajigging thingamabog. Hank and John's videos are brilliantly funny, sincere, thoughtful, and inciting. For me, they offer possibly the best definition of a role model. Not someone who you want to be, but someone who inspires in you the ambition and optimism to become an ever different and hopefully ever better you. Max, I greatly look forward to hearing what you have to say on the subject of role models. Till then, don't forget to be awesome, and bears you. Oh, and by the way, yeah.